Hey readers, I am Kanika and I am back with another video on your favorite book reviews. So this is a channel where we talk about books, what we learned and how it was for you. So let's read together, and in case you are still new to this channel, click on the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that you are notified with every new book I am reading. So today I am here with a different sort of recommendation which concerns with mythology. Yes, the subject of Indian mythology is something which attracts me a lot and which has a lot of variations in it. So the books that we are going to talk about today is not exactly the mythology like the literature books that we have like Ramayana or Mahabharata, but these books are a mixture of fiction as well as the mythology. So it will give you another prospect or another way of looking at things. So this is the sort of disclaimer at the very starting of the video that these books are not exactly the mythology. These books are fiction plus mythology, which is said to be a mythological fiction in Indian prospect. So today we will talk about 5 different books which will give us a new perspective or a new way of thinking for the same thing that we have been listening for over the years. So without any ado, I will start with the books. The first book that I recommend is Asura by Anand Neelkant. So this is the debut novel of Mr. Anand Neelkant, and this name is not new for people, those who are already into reading mythological fiction. So he is the one who writes a lot about the mythological fiction. But why am I recommending this specific book to you? This book is Asura, which is a book based on the background of the famous mythological literature that is Ramayana. So based on our Ramayana, it is a book which gives you the perspective of the great Asur Ravan. So this book gives you the different aspect of the same story. As we know that there are always 2 sides of the coin, and this is the book which proves it. That is, it will give you a different aspect of Ravana. When we know him as a villain, when we know him that Ram was a hero and Ravan was the one who was to be vanquished. But why was that so? What was his thinking? What were his beliefs? And how did he manage the people around him? How did he manage to be the most powerful person in the Sri Lanka? And how did he manage to have such a large army? In spite of everything, he was just a person who was a very good ruler, who was a very good strategist, who was a very good leader. So to quote from this book, there is one statement which says that fear is not just an emotion. It is a disease which spread from the leader. In case the leader is afraid, then it will spread to his entire community, to his entire followers. So this book will give you an insight on what he was thinking. This book will give you an insight or a different perspective that was Ravana and actually a villain. So when we say that the stories, all the stories that we hear are from the perspective of the winner, because at the loser side there is no one to tell their story, there is no one to tell what was going on in their heads. So this book will give you an insight to Ravana's head. So Mr. Anand Neelkantan, he gives you a detailed version of it, and that's, again, as I said, it is a fiction, it is a story. This might be also a thought why he is worshipped in Sri Lanka. So this book will give you a thought-provoking process. This will give you a food for thought, and I think this should be the book where you can start reading mythology. So the second book that I would suggest in mythological segment would be Mithya by Devdutt Pattanaik. Again, this name is not new for the mythological readers. He is also a very good writer. He writes in such a simple language and he makes mythology interesting. Even if you are not a person who is into mythology or reading it, still you can go with this book and you will be bound by this book. In this book, there is basically 3 segments, each devoted to one of our 3 prominent gods. That is, one segment is for Brahma and Saraswati. The second segment would be for Vishnu and Lakshmi, and the third segment would be for Shiv and Shakti. So in this book, Mr. Devdutt Pattanaik encompasses the entire aspect. He will take you to the journey through temples. He will tell you about the old idols available and what were their depictions How can you interpret them? How can you learn from them? And mythology beyond those scriptures, beyond your Mahabharata, beyond your Ramayana, beyond Gita, what are the evidences available in our surroundings, in our temples, and how we might be misinterpreting them. Who knows that what we are thinking is exactly opposite of what they were thinking while making those idols. So according to him, religion or spirituality is something which you either accept or you reject. There are debates, there are thoughts, but it is always a debatable process. So this book will take you through a journey of mind and how Devdutt Pattanaik interpreted those particular scenarios, those idols, those temples, and what can be a thought process behind them, how it can be empowering to women, how it can be empowering to individuals, how it can change your way of thinking about the mythology. So this book will surely challenge your way of thinking. In case you are in mood to have another piece of pizza in your thoughts, then you can go with this book, and this book will really help you to understand the entire mythology in a different manner outside the scriptures. So I will recommend Myth and Mithya by Mr. Devdutt Pattanaik as the second book. So the third book that I am going to talk about will be Nagas by Amish Tripathi, and again this is a trilogy. I am focusing on this fact again that this book is a fiction. It is completely a fiction genre. It is not connected in any way to the mythological scriptures that we are having, to any Shiv Puran or any kind of such material. So this book is a series of 3 books where they will explore the possibilities of family of Lord Shiva. So here you will find some of the characters and their descriptions as familiar, like there will be Lord Shiva, there will be Ma Sati, there will be Ma Kali, there would be Ganesha, there would be Kartikeya, and there would be a lot of characters which you know already from our mythology, but their series of events that they are following is completely different. Again, this is a fiction book. They will show you that they might be common human beings like us. They might be very powerful. They might be so wonderfully trained, and the technology is so advanced that we cannot even compete with them. So this book will give you another aspect about what can be. But again, I am giving a disclaimer. Do not take it as a mythological scripture. You are going to read just a fiction book. So in case you are going to connect it with something, then you should not go with this book. But in case you are reading it as a fun story with a familiar characters, then you can surely go for these books, because all the 3 books will bind you together till the very end to know what are the events that will be opening up, what are the turns that would be there in this particular story. So this would be a completely different story, and you would not be able to guess what the ending is, because of course you have not read it before. So a fresh story with a mythological character, and the way they build it is a wonderful thing in it. So this is a different kind of mythology that you can read. Even if it connects to some of the characters, you will enjoy it wonderfully. Just take it as a fiction. So moving on to the next book is The Difficulty of Being Good by Guru Charan Das. So this book is again a different segment from above 3 books. In this book, the writer is explaining you the concept of Mahabharata and the viewpoint of each and every individual of Pandavas, Duryodhan, as well as Lord Krishna and Karna. So they are going to explain the relevance of the things that they said in that time in the current time. And in addition to these, there is a segment where they will talk about the world history, the world thoughts, the world mythology with the Indian mythology. That how an Indian mythology is also there in Greece. The author is explaining and connecting the Indian mythology and the teachings from the Indian mythology to that of the world mythology. They will tell you about how the laws of dharma, the teachings of dharma, the being true to yourself, being true to the people, being just and being honest with the people is connected to the mythology of the entire world. How the things that you learn from this particular epic is also connected with the entire world mythology. So this book will give you an insight not only to the Indian mythology but also with the mythology of entire world. So this book again is a book which will give you some thoughts to understand your mythology in better way. So this one here, we have a basic concept that one should never do something to other which they think that it is unjust to themselves. If you are thinking that this particular act is not good for you and it is unjust for you, then how can it be good for others or justified for others? So what was the perspective of Yudhishthira behind going into the forest and going for the Agyatavas, or what was the perspective behind Draupadi's pledges? What was the perspective behind Bhim's thoughts and how they are connected, how they are relevant in today's life, how you can learn from that. So this book will surely give you something to pen down and something to learn from, and to understand Mahabharata in a better manner, to understand their perspective in a better manner. So in case you are going to read for this, it would be a wonderful book to learn from. Then moving forward, the fifth book that I would suggest today will be The Krishna Key by Ashwin Sankhi. So this book is quite a different book from the above 4 books. So I made a point that all the different kinds of 5 books that I am recommending today is entirely different from each other, and they are not connected to each other in any way. So for The Krishna Key, it is something which is very familiar to the writing style of Mr. Dan Brown, which we have already discussed in our previous videos, that how he takes you through a Christian mythology in a different manner. So this book, The Krishna Key, takes you through Indian mythology in a different manner. It is completely again a fiction work where they will give you the similar characters, where they will give you the similar locations, where they will give you the location of the temples, the idols, the places, the stories, but they will connect it to something very different. So here again we have a story which is suspense, which is thriller. So this book is recommended only for the people who are ready to deal fiction with mythologies. So this book will bring a change in your thoughts, and this book will surely have a conflict in your mind that what if it was true? What if the fiction written by this particular person is something that can be very interesting turn to the events? So this is a completely different kind of genre if we think about. So these were the 5 books that we are having for today, and I assure you that each of these 5 books have an entirely different perspective, and you need to read them in an entirely different way. So I hope you like these recommendations, and in case you have read any of them, you can mention in the comment section below. And in case you want me to add anything else to this fiction genre, then also you can mention it in the comment section below. As usual, when we discuss here, I would love to have your comments, and I would love to have your feedbacks and how do you like this particular book. Okay, so I will meet you in the next video. Till then, happy reading, and if you like this video, please click on the like button, and if you want someone else to read these books, please share this video, and do not forget to click on the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. So I am signing off for today. I will see you in the next video. Till then, happy reading.